All right, if you thought the pace of AI development was fast before, you're going to want to strap in. Because what just happened this past week, it was something else entirely.
You know, this quote just nails it. It was chaotic, it was dizzying, and honestly, it was an absolutely insane week of announcements from literally every major player. So let's try to make some sense of this beautiful madness, starting with the one announcement that just stopped everyone in their tracks.
So yeah, first up, the Gemini 3 shockwave. Right in the middle of all that noise, Google just went for it, dropping its new flagship model and pretty much instantly dominating the entire conversation. And the crazy part is, unlike most big tech launches, there was no long, drawn-out hype campaign, no big leaks. It just appeared. And wow, the impact was immediate. I mean, it didn't just perform well. It absolutely crushed the industry benchmarks. Within hours of going live, Gemini 3 Pro shot straight to the top of the leaderboards, knocking the reigning champ, Grok 4.1, right off its throne. So what makes it so powerful? Well, Google's pointing to major leaps in 4 key areas. It's got way better reasoning for those complex multi-step problems. Its multimodal understanding, handling text, images, video, was built from the ground up to do it all in one seamless flow. And it's showing huge improvements with long inputs and generating some seriously state-of-the-art code. But you want to know what's really interesting about this whole launch? The thing that shocked a lot of people? It's this. Google pushed Gemini 3 directly into its most important product, Google Search, on day one. That is an absolutely unprecedented move for a frontier model, one of the newest, most powerful AIs out there. It just screams a level of trust and stability that we have never seen before. But the story here, it's actually bigger than just one powerful model. What Google is really thinking about is an entire intelligence ecosystem. And this right here perfectly illustrates their whole strategy. This isn't just about a single product. It's about making their entire suite of tools fundamentally smarter. They are weaving Gemini into the very fabric of everything they do. So the first piece of that puzzle is the Gemini agent. And this is a big shift, okay? It goes from a passive assistant to an active one. It's moving way beyond simple chat to actually take action for you, browsing the web, analyzing your emails and calendar, and piecing together complex plans to just get stuff done. And for developers, they've got this thing called Google Anti-Gravity. Think of it like a supercharged workshop for Gemini. It's not just about writing code. It gives the AI access to a real working environment, a terminal, an editor, a browser. So it can tackle these complex, long-term software projects from start to finish. Right, so the crucial point here is how this enables what they call long horizon workflows. Instead of just doing one tiny task, Gemini can now understand a big complex goal, create a plan, use all the tools it needs, and see the whole project through, debugging and iterating just like a human developer would. This is what allowed it to get the highest score ever on a benchmark that simulates running an entire business for a year. It's wild. Now, alongside all that raw intelligence, Google also dropped a massive upgrade on the creative side. Nano Banana Pro landed. And let me tell you, it immediately felt like a true evolutionary jump in image generation. The leap in quality is it's obvious when you see it side by side. Where the older models gave you that gibberish text and couldn't keep characters looking the same from one image to the next, Nano Banana Pro is a master of coherence. Text is actually legible, characters keep their identity, and it can even resize images without totally distorting everything. The features are impressive across the board. The text rendering alone is incredible. But the real game changer? It's connected to Google Search. You can ask it to make an infographic, and it'll actually research the topic in real time and use that live data in the image it generates. That's a whole new level. And here's a wild little detail for you. The model can seamlessly blend up to 14 different images into a single coherent picture. I mean, that's just a staggering display of how well it can understand and combine complex visual ideas. But as massive as Google's announcements were, they did not happen in a vacuum. The entire industry was firing on all cylinders, which made for an insanely competitive week. This timeline really shows you how relentless the pace was. On Monday, xAI quietly drops Grok 4.1, and it immediately tops the leaderboards. But by Tuesday, Gemini 3 had already shown up to take that spot. And that wasn't even all of it. Throughout the week, Meta, Microsoft, and OpenAI all dropped their own major announcements. This one fact just perfectly sums up the entire week. XAI had its moment in the sun as the undisputed leader, but that moment lasted for, quite literally, a day. The speed of this race is just breathtaking.
And these weren't minor updates either. Microsoft and Anthropic formed a massive partnership. Meta released SAM-3, which is a huge breakthrough for understanding video. And OpenAI quietly dropped a new frontier coding model. Any one of these would have been the top story in a normal week.
So, after all that chaos, what's the bottom line? What should you actually take away from this absolute whirlwind of progress? Okay, let's break it down. For everyday users, it means the tools you already use, like Google Search, are about to get a whole lot smarter and more helpful. For all you creators out there, tools like Nano Banana Pro are unlocking studio-quality image generation that's grounded in real-world data. And for developers, these AI agents are evolving to a point where they can tackle complex, long-term coding projects that were just impossible a year ago. Look, this isn't some temporary surge. This is the new normal. The pace is accelerating for everyone, which really just leaves us with the one question on everyone's mind. If this was just 1 week, what on earth happens next?